Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, so I I asked someone about this verse that you are discussing on the screen right now, yes?
Okay.
And he he interpreted as in the way that the prophet, he said he found it, as in he perceived the sun to be setting in the water, in a body of water.
But the one who said that, it is Allah, not even the Prophet. Secondly, here Muhammad, he confirmed that. He says he is the one who asked the other guy, do you know where this goes? Where this one said? He said Allah and his
Yeah.
apostle knows best. So they are, you see here, they are acknowledging the knowledge of Allah with the knowledge of Muhammad. So Muhammad, he don't speak of himself. He speak by
Okay,
the
yes,
knowledge of
yes, yes.
Allah. So then he said, it's set in a spring of more warm water. This is exactly as the Quran says. So the Muslim, they lie to us. They say, oh, this is how it looked like. But even if you go in the Quran, it says it clearly. This is not how it looked like. The one who is reporting the story is Allah himself. It was Allah who is talking, not the guy who is going there. And look what it says here too, to make it more clear and more horrible. It says, enter when he reached the sitting place of the sun. There is a sitting place for the sun. So the Quran teach that there is a place where the sun set. Isn't that clear for you?
Yes, but I'm talking about the language used, because
My
it's
friend, there's
saying
nothing
here.
is called language use. It's very clear. It says حتى بلغ مغرب الشمس ووجدها تغرب في عين حمية. So he reached the sitting place of the sun. That statement alone prove Muhammad and Islam to be false, because sitting place of the sun does not exist. The sun set where you live and where I live, correct?
Yes, yes,
So I do not need to
but
go anywhere. So what does that mean until he reached the sitting place of the sun? That's stupid. So when he said the sitting place, it's meaning clearly that there is a place where the sun
but
set.
they could be talking visually. They could be
No,
talking
no, no,
visually.
no, 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 no. He is telling the journey of this guy. He is telling the journey, and then the journey continue, and he changed direction. He take the opposite direction. Read with me carefully. Then he says, then he follow another way, and then enter when he come to the rising place of the sun, and you will notice he arrived to the place where the sun rise, and next to it he found it. He found it rising on people whom Allah has provide no shelter. So he found in that location where the sun rise such a people. Same for the story of the sunset. It says, read it with me carefully. Until he reached the sitting place of the sun, he found it sitting in a spring of murky water, and he found near it. Do you see it? A people. Do you see it?
Yes.
He found near what? Near where the sun set.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. It's funny, but it's funny translation. But
My friend, this is not a
when you see,
translation. This is
for,
not translation. I don't care about translation. Arabic is my first language, and we can go and read the interpretation of the
yeah,
scholars.
sorry, not the translation, but if you go to the beach and you see the sun setting, then
This is not my
you see
problem,
it
my friend.
going
No, no,
down.
no, 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 no. You see, Muhammad, he is copying from a book. It's called Zul Qurnain, the man with the two horn, written by a Syrian author. It's a fiction book about a real person. He is Alexander the Great, and Muhammad here is copying that story, and he put it in his book. Now everybody, when I try to cover the ass of Allah, says, oh, this isn't how it appear, but Allah is the one is talking. Allah is the one is reporting. So if Allah says it appeared to him, then I will say this is what it says. But as you see, nowhere it says that. You see here it says, and they ask you about Dhul Qurnain, I shall recite to you something of his history. Who is the one who's talking?
Allah.
Allah. That's it. So it's not the guy who said I saw it, and you know what I mean. If the guy he said I saw it there, then I would say okay, the guy he made a mistake, he thought this, blah blah blah. But the Quran is reporting a story and the fact about this person. Muhammad, he was not in the time of this man, so they are asking you to examine you, and because they examine Muhammad, Allah, he decided to help Muhammad and to tell Muhammad things nobody knows. What is the things nobody knows? That he found where the sun set, and he found where the sun rise, and he found next to it people who live there, and he described even the people what he did with them. And you will see here after that there's a conversation between this guy and Allah. Here, when he arrived where the sun, the sitting place of the sun, he said, as for him as a disbeliever in the oneness of Allah who does wrong, we shall punish him, and he will be brought back into his Lord, who will punish him. But as for the one who believe in Allah, etc., then look what it says, and then he follow another place, and then you will see how the conversation run. It says here, and shall speak into him mild words as our instructions. So Allah is talking to this man. The man is guided by Allah. This is why he says, we gave him, you know, inna makkanna lahu fil ard, verily we establish him on earth, and we gave him the means of everything. So Allah here claimed that this is a prophet of God, which means he is a prophet of him. He is the one who sent him. He is the one who gave him victory. And now he described his journey doing jihad for Allah. Then he arrived. The story did not even stop.
Okay, yes, but going back to the verse of the sun setting, it isn't the story is according to Dhul Qarnayn, right?
No, according to Allah. Where is Dhul Qarnayn talking now? Do you see? It says until when he reached. If Dhul Qarnayn is speaking, he will say until I reached. My friend, let us be smart, and you are smarter than this. Let them not to fool you. It's clearly Allah is still reporting, still Allah talking. Actually, the whole story here, Allah is talking until we arrive there. Then it's still Allah. Actually, the whole story Allah is talking. Then Allah he report, and he is the one is talking. Then he report what happened between him and those guys who they are suffering from the people of Gog and Magog. So Allah reporting what she said, what they said to him, what he said to them. But the story here, all of it is about Allah saying, until when he came to the rising place of the sun, until when he came to the sitting place of the sun, he found it. He found it. Do you see? He found it.
Yes.
He didn't say I found it. Allah is saying. He's stating a fact. When I say Muhammad, he entered the house and he found his house in fire, that's mean I am the one stating that fact. It's a fact. Correct?
Yes, yes.
So it cannot be he thought. He found it. He did not say he thought it is. He found it. And who is the one saying he found it? Allah. So how Allah
yes,
report?
but when we say found, we cannot be meaning like cannot. It can be the meaning in the way in which the way in which Dhul Qarnayn saw it, right?
My friend, why you want to be silly here? I mean, with my respect to you, isn't it Muhammad? He said how he found it. So what we will do with Muhammad? Why Muhammad here? He's not talking about Dhul Qarnayn. He's talking about the sun in his time. Correct?
Or yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so here we go. He is riding his donkey with his friend, and he said to him, "Where the sun goes? Do you know where the sun set?" The guy he said, "Allah and his apostle know best." He said it goes and set in a spring of murky water. So let us say that Dhul Qarnayn he assumed that this is where it set. Muhammad he assumed too.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's
okay. Thank you, my friend. You know, we don't want to waste our time in things. Is it clear? They try to cover and to protect Muhammad to be a false prophet by fabricating things is not in the Quran. As simple as that. Thank you for calling. Do we have any Muslim would like to call?